All right, so we're gonna go back and start here, and we're gonna, break down what his questioning is. Wait, hold on one second. All right, let's go.
Let the public know, please.
Right. Well, we just basically follow the money. We look at the president's executive orders, and what
I've heard that before. Follow the money.
we also just follow the money. So we started looking closely at USAID because they were completely violating the president's executive orders to suspend foreign aid. What's called foreign aid, but in our view is a lot of corruption. So what we saw there is just a tremendous amount of money being sent to non-governmental organizations. But actually, this, by the way, is I think one of the biggest sources of fraud in the world is government-funded non-governmental organizations. This is a gigantic fraud loophole.
What he's saying, they're laundering money through the guise of global initiatives, and they're just sending this crazy amount of money to people that are doing things globally, allegedly, but they're not. There's no purpose to these things that we're sending this money to. Or if there is a purpose, it's not something that aligns with our culture or anything that even benefits us. And anyone that pays taxes is contributing to that. So, yeah.
Where the government can give money to an NGO, and then that there are no controls over that NGO. So they've given billions of dollars, in fact, we estimate tens of billions of dollars to NGOs that are essentially scams. And
By the way,
we're trying to put a stop to that. So
I don't want to interrupt, but Secretary of State Rubio has just come out, I think he tweeted today, he has accepted over 80% of your recommendations to shut down in USAID.
Right.
So your review and analysis was spot on.
yes.
So basically, he had data. They analyzed their data. They came with a solution and they executed. And the people that they presented the data to in executive positions couldn't refute it because it was there. What does that mean? That means a lot of fraud, a lot of people not doing their jobs, and essentially one man and his initiatives solved that. And it's saving a lot of money, and it's helping people put more money in their pockets. Very simple.
So I think when people criticize, say, what Doge is doing, we say, well, which part specifically? Because we put all of the actions of the Doge team on the Doge.gov website and on the Doge handle on X. So we post the receipts. So it's like this action has been taken, this action has been taken.
That's called accountability. American people, that's what you call accountability. And I frequent the Doge.gov website a few times, and it's there. You could see everything laid out for you. Maybe I'll do a series on Doge. Yeah, I think I'll do something to highlight Doge and what they do, some of the things that they found and that they're finding, and then we can, really sit down and break down some of this stuff and really analyze it and just see the obvious benefits. I think somebody needs to break it down and just take it slow for people that just aren't grasping what Doge is doing. The name is the Department of Government Efficiency. And one man and his team is showing how efficient he can be and how much more efficient they can be and we can be.
So when we get criticism, we say, like, of what? Which line do you disagree with? Like which cost saving do you disagree with? And then people usually can't think of any.
No.
So
it's transparent line by line.
It's transparent line by line,
which is quite remarkable.
Right, and so, and then with respect to the Treasury, for example, the two main recommendations we suggested, which have now been implemented, was that any payments going out of the Treasury, especially the Treasury's main payment computer, which is called PAM, things like a payments account manager or something like that. But it's like almost $5 trillion a year, so about $1 billion an hour. That the payments be coded with the congressional appropriation, and that there be an explanation for the payment. Very basic stuff. And just doing that, we estimate will save $100 billion a year.
You're not really, let me see if I get this right, particularly with Social Security, you're not really changing
Sounds like a valuable venture.
policy.
No, yes.
You're auditing the fiscal mechanisms to make
Yeah, they're balancing the budget, bro.
sure that, you know, from point A gets to point B, and that's where it's supposed to get to. In some cases, it doesn't get there, or in some cases, it may go.
It's a multifaceted approach. He's enhancing the systems by making it actually more simple and just making sure that it's executed appropriately, and that the people that need to know what funds are going where know, especially up top, right? Secondly, he's reducing money being spent, which is saving money for the taxpayers, and the bosses up top are going to love it because they're saving money. It's a win-win, multifaceted. I don't understand people that disagree with this, what he's doing. This is beautiful.
Over there, but that's it's not a policy exercise. You're not changing laws. You're just doing what any business would do in a profit and loss audit.
I think we're really what we're adding here is caring and competence. And
so yeah, it's nice to say it's a simple profit audit, but one, execution matters. You know, it's like you could go to a barbershop and, you know, there's two barbershops. In one barbershop, they care and they're competent. What does that mean? They have all the proper tools in one barbershop. In another barbershop, the lights are always flickering. You know, they're open at random times. It's, you know, there's no thought putting to any of the processes that go into the experience, right? The other barbershop, they serve you drinks when you walk in. All the machines are always working. Matter of fact, they have the quality machines. They have appointment settings. You could book on your phone. All these features. Very simple and seamless process. You get in and you get out and you have a good experience. So what Elon Musk and Doge are doing are executing. Quality execution, backed by data, backed by facts. And they're executing. So they put the care in, the thought. You have to care about what you do. You know, we want money, but you got to deliver in a competent way, in a caring way. You have to execute on a high level. So if you're trying to do something with someone, you know, make sure you're going to bring that value to them, and don't just take a check and then don't deliver the value. Then that's what a scammer is. That's what a grifter is. It's okay to be in multiple ventures and multiple projects, but make sure you're giving your best self and that you're delivering on whatever it is you're supposed to do.
There's a massive amount of fraud of basically people submitting Social Security numbers for Social Security benefits, unemployment, Small Business Administration loans, and medical, where those are fake Social Security numbers, or they're stolen somebody else's Social Security number, and we're trying to put a stop to all of that. And that's the number which is estimated to be on the order of 10% of federal expenditures, which is, you know, half a trillion dollars.
It's a huge number.
Yeah.
You're working with the agency heads. You're working with the cabinet secretaries.
Yes.
I saw Howard Lutnick was on TV yesterday saying you were partnering with them. Is that fair?
Yeah, what we do is in consultation with the cabinet secretaries and with their departments. So we're really trying to be sort of, we'll refer to ourselves as tech support. Mm-hmm. You know, we're really helping the department get a handle on things, because what actually happens here is you've got this sort of vast federal bureaucracy, and then you've got a very thin layer on top of the politically appointed officials, and what tends to happen is that the bureaucracy, frankly, is in control. and they largely ignore the politically appointed people.
Why should the bureaucracy?
I'm sure you must have seen that.
I've lived with this twice. I worked for Reagan many years ago, and I worked for Trump in the first term.
Yeah.
It's like a permanent bureaucracy. I might add, it's a permanently liberal bureaucracy.
Yes, very much so.
And it doesn't, it's not a...
Man, what a time to be alive. What a time. This is historic.
Bureaucracy that necessarily enforces or implements presidential policy.
They don't. In fact, they try their best to thwart presidential policy. So the president is the elected representative of the people. And if the president cannot get things implemented as a reflection of the will of the people, then what we have is not a democracy, we have a bureaucracy. We have rule of the bureau, not rule of the people. And that's what we're trying to defeat here is the bureaucracy and have rule of the people. So
what that means is when you people vote, especially you Democrats, majority Democrats, you're voting for people to not do anything for you continuously. You're voted for bloated governments and systems that are not benefiting you. They might give you trinkets and they might throw things like free education, free healthcare, and all these things that are really going to come from you. And the service is going to be half-assed. It's not even going to be quality services. Their websites are going to be outdated. They're not going to execute on a high level. They're not going to innovate. They're just going to take, and have bloated processes while the people you vote in sit at the top and they rake in the money with their back deals and their manipulation. Manipulation how? By telling you one thing and then doing back deals, in the back end. And then people say, "Oh, Trump and Elon are trying to steal money." No, they're already rich. They came into this rich. The Democrats, a lot of them didn't come into this rich. They got rich though. How? Through connections, right? It's not always what you know, it's who you know.
And as you mentioned, the bureaucracy is overwhelmingly Democrat. So Washington, D.C. was 92.5%, I believe, voted for Kamala. So this is overwhelmingly a deep blue situation.
How do you pick your next targeted agency or department?
Well, we're trying to act broadly across all departments, so it's not just one department at a time. But
are you in all of them now? All of them?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes. Oh.
We're trying to make the government more efficient across the board. So yeah.
How big's your team?
We're a little over 100 at this point.
100.
Get to 200.
You're going to get to 200.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're recruiting from where? More or less.
Basically, it's software people, information security software people, and finance. It's basically, finance and technology. I mean, frankly, I can't believe I'm here doing this. It's kind of bizarre, but. I
think saying out loud exactly what he's doing finally hit him. Was like, I can't believe I'm in the White House implementing these changes. Like the government of all things, the American government needs this, and I'm doing it right now.
I kind of think that we've got this enormous federal budget deficit.
By the way, finance and software / tech is still important. So what does that mean? Financial understanding, balancing budget sheets for companies, small businesses still need it. You still need to know the numbers, profit, technology, software. That means apps, user experience, user interface. All that still matters, because everything is online. Even everything that we do whether it's a phone app or a phone processing software or something like that. And then you have desktop apps still, tablet apps. So you need these different things still. These are still useful skills that are valuable.
And it's a $2 trillion deficit. It keeps growing. Our interest payments are higher than our Defense Department budget. That's I think was the real wake-up call for me, was looking at seeing that the interest payments on national debt exceeded the Defense Department budget. And that was only growing over time, which meant if we didn't do something about this, then there won't be any money for anything. We'll just be servicing debt.
And you know how to read an income statement, and you know how to read a balance sheet. You've had some business experience. I'm kidding, but
yeah,
you know about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, really, I just don't want America to go bankrupt.
So it's a call to action. You're hearing a call to action.
Yeah.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
You know he has teams, man. What you mean? If you could found a company, and then you get you can hire a CEO. He's on the board of all his companies. You know, they're there. Send me that report by Friday. We're good.
With great difficulty.
But if you do it right, which you are doing it right so far, it's just going to solidify your legacy. See, this is stuff that the future is going to look back at the Elon Musk, the Donald Trumps. You know, they're going to look at them and people are going to say, oh, look at this glazer. And they're going to say all types of hyperbole, and it is what it is. And these guys are going to solidify their legacy. They're going to go down as great men just because half of the population doesn't understand or they don't get it. It is what it is. They're going to be known as the people that saved the government. No, saved America. Forget the government. Saved America.
Yeah, I mean.
But there's no turning back, you're saying.
You can't.
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress, actually. So our savings at this point exceed $4 billion a day. Mm-hmm. So it's very significant.
You think you'll wind up getting to $1 trillion?
Yeah.
Of savings?
I mean, unless we're stopped, we will get to $1 trillion of savings.
And that stuff can be translated. I mean, we had Russell Vogt, the OMB director, on earlier through